Yeah, hi Cam. Being the NFLPA rep, what was last week like for you? Did you feel the situations were handled correctly, and how about losing the bye later in the year? Was that a hard thing to have to go through?
And it was just a whirlwind. You come in like a regular week, focused on your opponent, and that's the selfish part of me, understanding that I got to be a little bit more flexible. And adjusting to this, but a lot of things happen on the fly, and we're just trying to adapt to the situation. Things are going to change, by every minute now, and we just got to be willing to adjust. We have to. I know the NFL and the NFLPA is trying to do right by the players and the coaches, but there's only so much they can do. It's going to take a discipline throughout each player and each team to help accommodate that.
Mike Prizzuta, TV.
Cam, is there any aspect of defense that you think might be better for having played a couple, 3 games? Any part of that side of the ball that will benefit from getting back to it and having done it a little bit now?
Can you repeat your question? I didn't really understand it.
Yeah, you hear the offenses talk a lot about timing improves. That when you play a few games, they get their stuff on. They expect to be better. What part of defensive football should improve for having played some now for 3 weeks?
Man, whether it's technique from each position, communication could always improve. But I think we start to, as the timing of an offense improves, you can improve the timing of a defense. Whether it's, the way you blitz, the way you can show, just your overall feel for it. I think you start to get into a rhythm after 3 or 4 games under your belt. When guys start to show off their conditioning and that approach. But I think, it's one thing to compete against your team. It's another thing to compete against a different offense. So, you just start to feel more confident, more comfortable in what you're doing.
Aditi Kinkhabala, NFL Network.
Good morning, Cam.
Good morning.
For as much attention as TJ and Bud are getting, you and Stefan are bringing quite a bit of pressure from the interior. I'm wondering if there's any internal competitive aspect to that, if you guys look at your numbers in any way. And then the second part of the question is, even though you don't face them, when you face another team that has a strong defensive line, is there a competitive aspect to that? Or is there any, desire to watch how they are doing it?
Yeah. To the first part of your question, it's not really a competition of who has the most pressures or, who has the most hits. I think, we always want to, get a piece of the pie. We always feel like, we got a shot to, affect this play. And I hope everybody on our defense thinks that way. We're a hungry bunch that, we feel like we can, we step on that field, someone's going to have an advantage. And if that one person gets the advantage, we feel like then after a while, they're going to slide to them. And then the other guy's going to eat off that plate too. But according to, when you look at, teams we play that have good defensive fronts, there's definitely a competitive edge in that. I look forward to those games where we get to play quality defensive linemen. And, you try to measure yourself up against them. You want to get the W first. But at the end, after that, I want to see if I'm ahead of them after the game.
Rafe Capaldo, Post-Gazette.
Been such a good fit for the middle of your defense. It doesn't seem like you guys have missed a beat since he stepped in.
Who?
Tyson Alualu.
Oh yeah, Tyson has stepped up. Man, we're pretty lucky to have a guy like that. He hasn't missed a beat, and just a level of it's one thing to go from playing sub package with him. He's always been a great communicator. able to see things on the field. But I think playing those, he's even expanded that. He's found ways for him to get one-on-one matchups. He's able to communicate that to me and to it. And then we're just able to take advantage of that. I think him being in our system for so long and knowing what we expect from the nose tackle position, he knew what to do, and he's going out there and doing it. He plays with strong hands, good leverage, and great effort. And I think when you have that type of formula, you're gonna be destined for success.
Let's do two more. Tim Benz, Trib.
Cam, you talked earlier about all the line shuffling that's going on in Philadelphia due to their injuries. I was wondering what you thought of what you saw from the guys who were thrust into the lineup against San Francisco, particularly that Mailata, who made his first start at left tackle for them.
Yeah, it's funny. Mailata, he was we actually brought him in on a visit here a while ago. And, to think that now he's starting I think it's his second game. It should be fun. But, they've had to shuffle their lines and make proper adjustments. That's the name of the game. But for us, we think, when we gotta replace somebody, there's blood in the water. And we try to feast on that, but they're gonna play accordingly. They're gonna get the ball out quick. They're gonna run the ball. They're gonna do a lot of screens. But when we get our chances, we got to hit home. That's the only way we're gonna have success. We gotta make them one-dimensional, and if we do that, we can have a fun day.
All right, we got just a minute here. Last question will be for Jenna Harner, PXI.
Cam, what's different about returning from a bye week like this one, or is there kind of a difference?
I don't really focus on what's different. I just try to get back in my routine. I try to, when I'm on the bye week, I try to, settle down and, embrace my family. But after that, I just try to, lock back in and get back to work.